Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to be doing a glyph showcase, along with going over all of our items, and I'm going to go over them just in case maybe you missed where something can be found. We're at 95%. The only items we are now currently missing are the boss medals, which we will be getting in our second run through. That's what all of these down here are for the bosses for not getting hit. We only have the Arthro Skeleton and Wallman at the moment. But yeah, we have everything here. Let's find some of the more obscure ones. The Cream Puff is found in a broken wall in Dracula's castle. The Schnitzel is found in Mystery Manor in the top left of the map. If you're missing any items, let me know. We also acquired a set called the Minerva set, I believe. Yeah, there's the Minerva helm, the mail, and the boots, and those are all gained at the end of the large cavern. So you will have to run the large cavern multiple times, but they can be found in the green chest at the end of that. Everything else we either got from the store or from a drop. The robe decolette, or delicoid, or whatever it's called, is gained in the training hall, and you saw me get that. It's not the reinforced suit, let me see. The military wear is found in the prison island chests, the green rare ones. You may not have seen me grab that on camera, but that's where you find that. The mirror circus drop, mirror cuirass, or I can never pronounce that word, found from those Medusa heads. If you can't find anything, let me know. We also got 2 new helms yesterday. Well, a few new helms from Boss Brush. All of these Glyph Union helms. When we equip these, even if we're using like 2 Natescos, it'll do the Sword Union or the Rapier Union. So that's what those are for. The left and right Eye of God are kind of unique. We can go ahead and equip those now. The left Eye of God, you view an enemy's remaining HP instead of the damage dealt. And the right Eye of the Devil, it pretty much causes you to go into slow-mo. So if you're having trouble dodging attacks and you maybe don't have great reaction time, this helmet may be for you. That's it for that. Let's go back to our Royal Crown, or I think we'll keep the Eye of Decay on for a second run. We're going to go ahead and show you all the glyphs. We have Emilio Confidere, and the Union for Rapiers. We have the lower Confideres, Ball Confidere, and the Union is the same for those. Then we have regular Confidere. This is the glyph that you start the game with. Just regular little rapiers there. Very good glyph, very good for speed and getting in a lot of attacks. And then we have the Sekare, which are the sword glyphs. Start out with those, and it's an overhead swing. They're fast, but I don't think they're as fast as the rapiers. Oop, I didn't mean to talk to Surge. Stop it, Surge. Glyph Union, you get a giant, what looks like a claimed Salias from whichever Castlevania has Soma in it. Check out the second form of Sekare, Vol Sekare. You get some giant chopping swords. It looks really cool, I just think Emilio Confidere has it beat. And Emilio Sekare, you get even bigger swords. See, it's the same for all of them. Moving on, we have the Hasta glyphs, which are the spears, pretty much. Slower, larger form of Confidere. And the Glyph Union there, you get a spear. You may have seen me on Eligor combine that with a lightning glyph to get a lightning spear. It's a very good thing to do there. And we have Valhasta. Just looks a little bigger. And it does okay damage. And we want Meliohasta. And again, just bigger. Seem like they go out decent amount of speed. Again, I would take Confidere over them. We have Masir, which we used for a few boss fights. The damage from the blunt weapons just can't be beat. There's the giant hammer that you get for the Glyph Union for all of those. We have Vol Masir, and I think we'll just do one in each hand since the Glyph Union's the same. And Melio Masir. There is Vol. There is Melio. You get a giant mace. Looks pretty cool. Let's check out the next ones. We get the Arcus Glyphs. These, they just make arrows. You can also dodge cancel with them and shoot out a lot of arrows. And if you use its union, it rains down arrows. It's fairly good for when you want to take out a bunch of enemies, at least where the union is concerned. And all of them are weak to, say, slashing. And then Vol Arcus is actually kind of unique because it only fires diagonally. Whereas Melio Arcus, it'll actually target the enemy automatically. So there we have Vol. And these are actually, there's a use for them on, say, Eligor. You can hit the arrows up top if you're having a hard time with that. You can hit them very easily in Phase 1 and 3 when you're in front and behind him. And then you have Melio here. And it'll automatically target the enemy. So that's the way to go if you want to use the bow glyphs, is with Melio. And then we have the Asia set of glyphs. Just throws in axe, just like the axe sub-weapon in most Castlevania games. If you use its union, you get a giant axe. And these actually get really cool looking. Vol Asia looks good. And then Melio Asia just looks awesome. There's Vol right here. And then Melio, you get just a giant pick axe thing. It's very cool looking. And then we will move on to our next set of glyphs here. And we get the Falcus glyphs. These are good glyphs. First you start out with a little kind of tiny steel scythe. If you use it, you get a giant, like, death scythe. These are slashing weapons, and you can combine these with elements to get a very good, well, you don't even have to combine them, you can just use them, and you can get a very good glyph union out of that. And then we get Vol, and Melio is kind of more of a pickaxe than an actual scythe. I guess it's a double-sided scythe. I never really used them. And then we move on to the Coulter glyphs, the knives. You just throw knives, and you can dodge cancel a little bit with them too. For the union, it's pretty much the 1,000 knives attack. And then Vol Coulter and Melio Coulter pretty much just up the amount of knives that you throw. It's a fairly weak glyph. Vol is the one with 2, Melio is the one with 3. Like I said, it's a fairly weak glyph, but it's kind of fun to use. So, you just find a weapon that you like, and it's not bad. Then we move on to the Scudum glyphs, which you only be using one at a time. Or, no, I guess you can use both, but why bother? This one only blocks attacks from overhead. The Union gives you a little shield there, I think, I think it'll block something. I've never really even tried to use it. It's not worth using. It's the one glyph in here that I would call absolutely useless. I don't know, maybe speedrunners use it for something, but I've never found a good use for it. We have, I think this is Vol, and then Melio. It's just a bigger sword, and we need more hearts for unions. Okay. So we'll move on to some actual, useful glyphs. We get Redire. Redire has a very cool effect. You're basically throwing a, if you hold your Magnus, you can actually ride on these. And, see, I can launch myself. So, if you didn't get them so late, I'm sure you could use them to speedrun. Yeah, see that? That's... You can move along fairly quickly using Redire. It's, a very cool effect for this. There's actually a strategy where you can use these to get on the back of Eligor in the first phase. I haven't been able to do it myself. And then Union is your, it's like an invalid glyph union. You get that when you get a combination that doesn't really do anything. It's just a little Hadoken attack. Nothing too good. These are also slashing element. So, moving on. We have Cubus. And this one isn't nearly as useless as Scutum. You can use it as a wall to block, say, like respawning zombies or something. It makes cubes. That's all it does, and it also gives an invalid glyph union, which only uses 5 hearts. Okay, we will go down to what's next? Torpor. This is the glyph that we got for saving the villagers. It pretty much drops those things that Albus drops. It can stun your enemies. And Glyph Union is also invalid. So we will just go ahead and move on. I will never really use those. Lapiste I showed earlier in the run. It's a very cool looking glyph. You attack with giant fists of stone and it's very fast. Very fast. I may try to use him just for fun in the next run that we do for HP ups in the Death Ring. Glyph Union brings together 2 giant fists. It's a really cool looking glyph. Okay, and next we have Numa. This one's also unique. You can shoot one of them, which is small. And you can do kind of like that. Or if you hit them both in sync, she'll shoot out a giant Numa. And then the Union just gives you a giant shield like that. It'll damage anything it touches. It's a pretty cool glyph. Moving on, we have Ignis and Vol Ignis. I know you've seen Ignis. This is Ignis base. Shoots out 3 flames and each one of them will hit the enemy if you're close enough. And then Vol Ignis makes a wall. Pretty much has the same effect as Cubus, so it doesn't last as long. And then if you do 2 fire glyphs, it gives you the Ignis Union. It has its uses, especially for clearing out the blocks to get Cubus and the ring for destroying all the blocks. Also, you can hold R and down, and you'll go through pages rather than one at a time. Next, we have the Ice Glyph, Grando. That shoots out a icicle at your enemy, and then Vol Grando just makes another wall-type glyph. If you union them, you get a shield. Much to the same effect as Numa. Okay. Oop. Next glyphs I want to show. We have the Fulgur glyphs. I know you've seen both of these, but we will go over them again. Lightning damage. Fulgur shoots out a small ball of lightning. And then Volfulgur targets your enemies with a lightning strike. They both hit multiple times. They're both very good glyphs. And then your Union will bring out this ball. It will attack any enemy nearby, and it does quite a bit of damage. It's a very good glyph and element to use. Next up, we have the Luminato, which are Holy Element. Luminato gives you 2 balls that go outwards like that. You can only have 1 on screen per equipped glyph. So if I have 1 in each hand, I can shoot out 2 of those till they go off screen. And then Vol Luminato shoots out 1 ball, but it'll actually track your enemies. If we union, it's considered a spell union. And let me go out and see if I can show you what that looks like. We'll head to the Rugas Forest here, and we will union. It just makes a ball wherever there's an enemy. So, moving on to the next union here. We have Umbra, which is dark. Regular Umbra shoots out a 1 little thing that kind of tracks your enemies a little bit there. And then Vol Umbra shoots out a ball of darkness. It only hits once, but it will stay there for a minute, so it's possible for it to hit them after it's already been shot. Umbra doesn't work too well. Like Luminato's Union, it has the same effect. Just a ball of darkness wherever there are enemies. It's an okay union. It's better when combined with Luminato, but we will get to that here in just a moment. Next up, we have Morbus. Summons a ball of blood to attack your enemies. These can also be used to good effect on Eligor. Go up and hit the things. They have an upward trajectory. So, for its union, it is the Umbra Union. It is dark. It's said to be a forbidden curse, but that's all it is. Nothing special, not a great glyph. And Netesco, I know you know. It shoots out a beam of energy that is both light and fire damage. It's pretty much the easy mode glyph. And when you union, you get a big, pretty much just a big Netesco. Move on here to Acerbatus. This is a glyph that you can only absorb from Albus. I made a mistake earlier when I said that Globus was the boss exclusive glyph. You can actually find it in the large cavern. This, to my knowledge, is the only boss exclusive glyph aside from Parries, but Parries is not missable. You have to absorb it to end the fight. But Acerbatus shoots out a giant beam of energy, and this pretty much just hits anything in front of it for a very large amount of damage. Yeah, you don't mess with somebody using that. And it has the Umbra Union as well. It is dark damage. It's a very good glyph to use if you want to make sure you hit your target. Next up we have Globus, which can be absorbed from the demons in the large cavern or from Barlow. It shoots out 2 balls, and they will bounce off of walls if there are any. Oh, and we got grabbed. We're too high of a level for you to try and kill, buddy. This one also has the Umbra Union. A lot of glyphs have that. Kinda lame. Next we have the Sinestro and Dextro Custos. They are the 2 heads of the Hound Cerberus. Get Sinestro out here. This one does fire damage, and this does ice damage, I believe. And I think they are both slashing element. If you combine them, it's Umbra again. Most things are Umbra. Actually, let me try something. We'll equip not Dominus Agony. Where is Armacustos? Yeah, it's still Umbra. I believe this actually increases the attack power of these. So what this does is every time we get attacked while this is active, our strength will rise. So let me see if I can get hit a few times, see if I can start doing more damage. And if you have all of the Hounds of Cerberus, yeah, see I'm doing 60 there now, instead of 59 and 90 there. Each time your HP decreases with this active, your stats will go up a little bit. And it's a very good glyph union to use if you like using physical glyphs. Or if you want to use all of the dog heads, it actually increases it by about 50% more when you get damaged. So it is a very good set of glyphs. But it has the Umbra union. So we will move on to the Dominus side of things, which is our last X and Y glyphs to go over. We have Dominus Hatred and Anger. Hatred shoots out a bunch of bolts similar to Dracula, and then Anger shoots out a fiery ball similar to Dracula's. And, they do a lot of damage, but they take your HP. Something to note, they can actually hit multiple times, so they are a good glyphs for bosses. Let's go ahead and head back to the village, now that I've shown you the spell glyph union. We will take some hearts, and we'll go over and refill our health again, because we just used Dominus. By the way, Cerberus only affects strength-based glyphs, so Natesco and stuff like that don't benefit from that. Yeah, you see my attack's like 244, that's from the Dominuses. They are very strong if used correctly. Okay, now we're going to get to some of the more obscure glyph unions from combining different things. We have the Fire glyph union, so let's leave. We're going to leave Melio Confidere there, and we're going to go find Fire. Where's Ignis? If we combine these two, we get a Flaming Sword. Obviously Fire Elemental, does good damage. We can also do the same for Grando. And either Grando or Ignis will work as long as it's that element. We get an Ice Sword. Okay, moving on. If we combine, I'm going to go ahead and take the weapon off and find Ignis. We want to find Ignis. Where did you go, Ignis? We will combine Fire and Ice. And we get whatever that was. I haven't actually tried using that in any boss fights. Never occurred to me to combine them. But in trying to find all the possible glyph unions, discovered that. So moving on, we're going to equip our Melio Confidere back, and then we're going to go find Fulgur, or Volfulgur, and we get a Lightning Spear. We used that on Eligor for his eye. It does multiple hits, and it really does some good work on him. So it's a very good union. We're going to switch out Volfulgur for Numa. We get what looks like the Chrysogrim, and you can use that multiple times, just like that, and it'll do a few hits. It's pretty good glyph union. I never really used it too much. Next one we have is Luminato. Let's go down and find Luminato. Ball Luminato will work just fine. Use that. We get a kind of a full moon sword type thing. Very cool looking. And then we need to find a dark glyph. So we will go to Umbra. Use that. And we get the same thing as Holy, but dark element. And what looks like, instead of a sword, Shinoa uses a scythe. Next one we need the Natesco, which is considered a beam. And we get a lightsaber. You've seen me use this on quite a few bosses. It's a very, very good union to use. And, for our last union in the series, we have Actually, let me save my game. Just in case. Well, I know what's going to happen. But we have our last possible union here. Find Dominus Anger. Dominus Agony. And we're going to end the village. Oop, nope. We're going to end the village. And if you use that, you're going to die. So that's all for those. Next up we have our back glyphs. You know what? We'll start with Magnus. It attaches to a magnet points in the game, and you can fling yourself around. I've already shown you some of that. Then parries lets you go into the glowing walls and move around in there. And, both of these are not missable. Velaticus gives you wings and allows you to fly. And then Rapidus Theo greatly increases your movement speed, and as you can see, that barrel breaks just from running into it because it actually does a small amount of damage. If your attack is high enough, it can actually kill low HP enemies just from running into them, and I will showcase that a little more in run number 2. But we'll go ahead and move on for now. We have Vizfio, increases your strength. I don't really need to show you these, I can just kind of tell you about them, because you won't really see anything happening except it activating anyway. We have that increases your strength, one for your con, which is increases your defense, your mind, and your magical resistance. Sapiens Theo increases your int, so your attack with intelligence-based glyphs like Natesco. Felicium Theo increases your luck, so I can boost drops. In-Ire Pecunia increases the amount of money that drops. It says from enemies, but it also increases the amount of money that drops from like candlesticks as well, which may count as enemies in the game, I'm not sure. But yeah, enemies, candles, and a lot of other things. It pretty much just increases the money you get, and it is needed for the money farming trick that I showed you in an earlier video. Next we have Arma Felix, turns us into a cat, and all of these, whenever you attack, you'll get HP back, as you just saw in that barrel. The fast attack. This also comes with a hidden feature that I didn't know about until I started doing this run, but if you equip it, you can talk to the cats. Score! This has got to be the best collar ever! In all my years, I've never had anything so fancy. A little tight, though. Tom, you picky bastard. Yeah, that is really cool that it does that. Next, we'll move on to Arma Chiroptera. Turns you into a succubus, and it just gives you a new set of attacks. You can do like a little leg uppercut there, roundhouse, and you can also shoot out bats. This is another one where when you attack with it, you should get HP back. Yep, so that's pretty much all there is to that. Let's go ahead and transform back. And we'll move on to our next glyph. We have Arma Machina, which when you walk into spikes, you can break them, as showcased earlier, to get that ring. It doesn't have any attacks though, so it's basically just for breaking spikes. So we'll go ahead and move on. Went a little too far. We get Perfectio, which when you turn it on, you start regenerating 1 HP at a time. There is a trick to where you can boost your attributes fairly quick using that, plus the ring that increases recovery effects, so you'll get +2. Because whenever you absorb a glyph, you get +1 to all of your attributes, or something like that. And Refectio helps keep you alive while you just pretty much tape your up button. and just keep absorbing glyphs. Arma Custos, we've already gone over. Then we get our familiar glyphs, Fidelis carries. Summons zombies to fight for you. And as you level them up, they will increase in damage, and some of them get different colors. I will level them up by the end of the next run. But yeah, this one just summons a zombie. It can be used as a wall to block bats or the like. Our next one, we have Fidelis Alate. Summons a winged guardian. And I think when you level this one up, you might get more, or it just becomes stronger. That's pretty much all that one does. And we get Fidelis Polkir. We get to summon one of those things from Dracula's castle, and I believe it'll shoot out a beam. Let's go and check out their attacks back in Ruvus Forest. Just so I can say I've been thorough with my review of them. Yeah, we pretty much get one of those. Yeah, and it'll shoot out a beam. They get experience when they kill things, but the fastest way to level your familiars up by far is to absorb more of their glyph. And you don't have to have them equipped when you absorb the glyph. They'll just get the XP automatically. Okay, let's go back and show you the zombie will just walk into them, but I can show you the winged guardian's attack. Yeah, he just pretty much flies into them. And we have the Noctua, which is an owl. He's used for a quest, and he can dive into your enemies as well. Not a bad one. Fidelis Medusa, which I have this one leveled up to 3 from all the grinding I had to do at that spot to get the equip for that for our bestiary. So once you get it to level 3, you'll get 5 of them circling you. It starts at 3, and this can also turn your enemies into stone if it doesn't kill them the first time it hits, as you just saw on the Gravekeeper there. It's actually fairly well at warding off other Medusa heads. We get Fidelis Arania, summons a spider. Pretty much just walks into the enemies. Yeah, not very good. Fidelis Mortis summons those zombies from that Jian Shan gave us such a hard time trying to get. He just jumps into people. So that's his whole thing. This one in particular, if you're a low level, might be better to just let it kill enemies to level it up, because Jian can be kind of hard. And our last back glyph, Dominus Agony. I'm going to equip some attack glyphs to show you this. I guess Melio Contradare would be fine. Polkir here, we do 71 damage to that. Let's find another one, and we will activate Dominus Agony. Oh, we got plenty of skeletons, let's do that. Come here. Now we're doing 176 damage to the Polkir. Go away, bat. What Dominus Agony does is it greatly increases your stats. Yeah, we're hitting for 117 with that, with Dominus Agony on. But you start to take damage over time, so if you're not watching your HP, it can be very dangerous. But combined with a Death Ring and certain equipment, you can be hitting in the thousands with your glyph unions. So it is definitely a good... it's a great glyph. So that's all for the glyphs. I just wanted to show you that as we prepare for our next run through the game, which won't take long at all. The only things we have left to get are the medals. If you're missing any item and you don't know where to find it, let me know. I will be happy to tell you where to acquire them. The Master Ring you saw in the last episode you get for completing all the villager quests. This has been our first run through the game, and we've gotten everything but the medals. The next time you see me, it will be in run number 2. And we will be zooming through the game, just trying to collect the MP, HP, and heart ups. And we will also be collecting another death ring. That's our big goal there. I may do a third run, but that one will be off camera, so you don't have to watch me just zoom through the game again. Because we want to max out our stats as much as possible for the hard mode level 1 run. It is a very hard game mode, even harder if you didn't prepare for it, like I'm going to. So thanks for watching, and have a great day. Hey guys, Ryan from 3R Gaming here. If you liked our videos, maybe consider giving us a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, or leave a comment and let us know what kind of games you'd like to see in the future. Have a great day.